This video is gonna be more for me than it is for you, really, as you can tell by the fact that I'm on my bed recording from my webcam and I'm holding the microphone. um, Ever since I started paying more attention to current affairs and just news around the world, it seems like I'm just catching up with tragedy after tragedy. I think the big ones that got to me were the Ethiopian Civil War, the Myanmar military junta, the record scale deforestation we have in the Amazon, Kazakhstan's brutal suppression of protesters. Reading up on current events kind of feels like you're just watching bad stuff, bad shit happen to other people, and you're just here, like nothing. What can you do? And I don't know why. Well, obviously this video is triggered or happened because of Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine, basically declaring war on Ukraine. They have bombed several major airports. They have sent armor into Kiev, sort of armored vehicles and tanks. They've captured Chernobyl. They've taken command of outposts in islands in the Black Sea. Russia has warned that anyone interfering will be in for a war unlike anything they've ever seen. I think the Ukrainian health ministry has confirmed that at least 50, 60 people are dead, with about 169, 170 critically wounded as of late. I don't know, maybe it's because it's kind of closer to home since I'm in the UK and it's here in Europe. Or maybe it's because this is the first time events have unfolded and I'm like an adult, like an independent adult with resources, so I feel like I should be doing something, but it's just feeling helpless about all the other tragedies and then suddenly feeling helpless with the Ukrainian invasion. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Usually I'm on top of these things. Usually I'm the one trying to get the word out, trying to spread awareness, trying to tell people how to help, trying to direct people to where you can donate or where you can read the latest news or spread awareness, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it this time. I don't know why. You read this about people being displaced, like Ukrainians. The president just announced that men between the ages of 18 and I think 60-ish are not allowed to leave the country because they're going to be forced to try and help defend it. You've seen photos of grandpas fucking signing up for the draft because they want to fight for a better Ukraine for their grandkids. And then you go outside, you read this and you try and digest this information and you think whole countries are being torn apart, a literal war is happening. And then you go outside and it's a sunny day, everyone's normal, people are walking their dogs, people are going out to restaurants. Because what are you supposed to do? Desensitized. Fuck that. Desensitization. It happens to a lot of us, and as a psychology student, I can understand why. Because we researched why. It's pretty simple. Especially because of the dawn of the internet and sort of information being so easily widespread. You have so much in your face, you have so much stimulus that you're trying to digest, that you're trying to intake, to the point where you have to force yourself to intake this information because it's critical news. You can't just ignore it. You can't just ignore the fact that people are suffering, because otherwise you feel guilty. Although, every time you enjoy yourself, every time you just live your life normally, it's that nagging feeling at the back of your head that shit's hitting the fan. So, in order to cope, the brain desensitizes you. It makes you feel less from the stimulus, so you can function normally as a human being going throughout your life. So you can go to your job, you can go to your uni classes, you can go to wherever the fuck that you need to be You can take care of all your responsibilities without feeling that bone-breaking pressure, that guilt. But then you start feeling guilty for being desensitized. There's only so little you can do. And yet, you feel the need to do so much more. Maybe you don't feel the same. Like I said, this video is more for me than it is for you. Because it's like very therapeutic, one-way, cathartic rant to whoever is willing to listen. But hopefully this kind of inspires you too. I don't know. But I have to say this. Desensitization is a normal human response to intaking too much stimulus for your brain to process or for your emotions to process. And most of the time it happens at a very young age, like early 20s, early 30s, where you start being desensitized in order to protect yourself, to save yourself from the emotional and psychological burden or cognitive burden that learning about our world is, that like living through these current events are. But I need to say this. I need to say this to everyone. Everyone who's feeling desensitized, everyone who's feeling guilty for feeling desensitized. It's a normal human reaction, but please, I am begging you. And this, again, this video is more for myself, but if you find like comfort in it, thank God. There's a purpose. Save yourself from being desensitized. The whole reason we're in this mess right now, the whole reason that Putin feels like completely, like sleeps, I bet he sleeps fine at night. Like, he's thrown away thousands of lives, millions of lives from like the indirect impact that this event will have. And he's fine with that. And like other people around the world, the reason why like military leaders in Ethiopia are so fine throwing away civilian lives, the reason why Kazakhstan's authoritarian government is so fine fucking disrupting like liberties and freedom, the reason why you see dictators, like the last dictators of the world, banding together and like just doing whatever they can to hold on to power, it's because they are desensitized to human life. We cannot let ourselves fall into the same trap. If you feel desensitized, if what's happening in Ukraine or around the world is forcing you to withdraw from your daily life, emotionally and psychologically, maybe even physically, you have to take care of yourself. Because we cannot collectively stop caring about other human beings. We need to be there for them. Just like we know they would be there for us. I'm not asking you to give your life for any of these causes. I'm not asking yourself to pick up a gun and just start shooting the bad guys. No. Give yourself space. Give yourself time. Whatever you need. But please, don't stop caring. Avoid that spiral that is desensitization. You can read the news. If it comes up in conversation, you can talk about it a little, show some empathy. You can donate whatever you have. Reach out to people who are affected by these issues. Do maybe some light research, see who's like on the ground, who's got boots on the ground. Donate to them, offer help to them. Just fucking read and spread the news. I'm not asking you to devote your whole life to just the tragic unfolding of events that is this world. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you as well. We cannot let ourselves be as bad as they are. We cannot let ourselves get desensitized.